Let's see if this is working. Okay. I am not sure if I'm live. Let's see. Am I live on Facebook? Andrea, can you let me know if I'm live? All right. I believe I'm live. So, fun fact. This is actually my first Facebook Live. And I want to make sure I'm doing this correctly. Hello, everyone. So Andrea did mention that I was live. How's everyone doing? Yes, so this is my first Facebook Live. Crazy, right? Let me know how I do. Show some love by pressing the heart or leaving a comment. I believe that's how content creators do it. Is that right? Okay. So how's everyone doing? I'm not able to see who is watching. That's bothering me. I'm not able to see how many people are watching, and I wanted to wait a little bit to see how many would log in, or if I need to wait a little. So let's see how this is going. So is there an echo? I'm going to have to close this then. Okay, I'm going to close Facebook. And I believe I'm still live. All right, guys. Friendly reminder. You have to vote today. Has everyone voted? If you haven't, the voting places are open till 7, so you have some time. You can always take me with you, watch my Facebook Live while you wait in line, or once you're done voting. Okay. So it looks like everything is good. I had my notes on how to go live. Right. So once again, I want to thank everyone for joining today. We host a lot of these Facebook Lives. We've hosted some in previous years. However, this year, we want to focus on each step specifically and go more into detail. That way, you know exactly every detail or every step in detail. And then if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. So for the ones that do not know me and that are joining today, my name is Nancy Sanchez. I am a realtor with Realty of Chicago, and I am also part of Team Ainhoa Garcia. I've been in real estate for some years already, and I am happy to be here. As I mentioned, it's my first Facebook Live. I'm a little out of my comfort zone. However, I do want to push myself a lot to get out of my comfort zone. So for the ones that joined the last few episodes, we've had 3, and this is the 4th. So the first episode, we went over the shifting markets, and we went over the interest rates with Maggie Martinez from Guaranteed Rate. It was a great episode. If you missed it, please look back. It is recorded, and we do upload it on our YouTube channel. The second episode was the following step, or actually the very first step, which is on how to get pre-approved once you're ready and you've made that decision to start, looking for a home. So how to get pre-approved, what are the steps to get pre-approved, what is required from you, depending if you are full-time, or if you're W-2, or if you have your own business, whatever the case is. Our special guest was Salma Mana from Fairway, and she had great information also recorded. If you have any questions about getting pre-approved or want to know more, please make sure to look at that one. And then our third episode was held by our dear 𝐅𝐅𝐄𝐑. And she actually spoke a lot about how to get your search started, how we help you in defining what is important to you when searching for a home. We go over the areas, over the type of property, what is it that you do, or what is important to you, and that way we're better able to help you search your home or your investment property. And then this episode number 4, and also my favorite number, we're actually going to go over how to submit an offer, what the negotiation process is like, and then once your offer is accepted, what are the next steps? A lot of people get a little overwhelmed because this is a large purchase. There's a lot of moving pieces, but as your real estate team, we are here to guide you so you don't get overwhelmed. And we want to make sure you understand the process, especially if you're a first-time home buyer. So what I want to do is I want to start by showing you the snapshots of what the process looks like, okay? In this episode, we're going to focus on 2 steps specifically, but I want you to see that. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let's see. Okay. So give me 1 second. We do use Canva for a lot of our presentations. So that's what you're looking at. Okay. You should be able to see my screen. So what you're looking at in front of you is the home buying process in a snapshot. So we've broken it down to 8 simple steps, okay? Step 1, from getting pre-approved all the way down the line to step 8, which is the final walkthrough and the closing date, okay? But for this video, this episode, we're gonna focus on step 4 and 5. The first 3 steps were covered on the previous episode. This episode, we're gonna focus on those, okay? So before we get started on those details on the next slide, I actually want to bring you back to me. So I want to show you what the contract looks like. So this is something that we fill out. This contract is what we fill out once you are ready to submit an offer, right? So you found the property you like, the property that you want to invest in, and now you're ready to submit an offer. So this is what that offer looks like. Okay, it's got 13 pages. You as the buyer have to initial all 13 pages, and you have to sign the last page. The last page shows the information on one side of your team. Let me see if you see that. Of your information, your team that's representing you, which will include the lender, your attorney, and ourselves. And then on this side will be the seller side and their team. So it'll be his information or their information along with their real estate team and their attorney, okay? Do not get overwhelmed by the 13 pages. It is a lot of text. However, this contract is used to submit offers for condos, townhomes, single family homes. We call them single family homes. So that's why I kind of got a little stuck there. And for multi-units. So there are some sections in here that do not apply. As your real estate team, we will go over these sections. We will explain the ones that do apply and the ones that we want you to focus on, okay? So that's what we do. Of course, if you have any questions while signing this, we'll explain in detail. We do not want you to feel lost or, well, more than anything, we want you to know what you're signing, okay? So now I'm gonna go back to share my screen. Perfect. So we're going to focus on the very 2 pages. These 2 pages are really what the seller looks at and focuses on when reviewing the offers or multiple offers, okay? On the screen, you see page number 1. The first page is very important. This is where we have all the juicy stuff. Excuse me. And there are 4 sections on page 1 that I want us to go over. The first section, which will include your buyer's name, the buyer's name, whether it be 1, 2, or 3, you will have to confirm that your name is spelled correctly and the way it's shown on your ID. The seller's team will then fill out the seller's name and make sure it's correct, whether it be an entity or an individual or individuals. Then section 2, the property. So this states the acreage, the address of the property, the PIN number, and also if the property is a single family, a single family, which is a detached single family is the term that we use. If it is an attached single family, that refers to condos or townhomes, and or if it's a multi-unit. So we put those, we check off one of those boxes. And then also very important, especially in the city of Chicago, we want to know if the property includes parking. Sometimes parking comes in exterior spots. Sometimes there is a garage or 2. So we make sure to note that there. And also if the property comes with storage. This is mostly for condos and townhomes. More storage is always better. So we make sure to note that, okay? The third section, fixtures and personal property, that's line 15. So that section of the contract is basically what is included in the purchase. So anywhere from the appliances, the refrigerator, oven, microwave, dishwasher, so on and so forth, the washer and dryer. Does it have water heaters? If so, how many? Does it have a sump pump, carpeting, ceiling fan, or light fixtures? Does it have a fireplace? All these things that are attached to the property, we check them off. Okay, as your realtors, that's something that we pay attention to on every showing that we go to. So we make sure that we check off the ones that we remember. And we also refer back with the agent to make sure that we have all of those items checked off. Also, line 29 and 30, this is where we or the seller includes or lets us know which items are included or not included. So for example, there may be a beautiful chandelier that you saw on one of the properties that we went to go see, right? However, that chandelier was probably a gift for their wedding. And even though it's attached to the property, it's not included in the sale. It means that they will remove the chandelier and they'll take it with them. So line 30 is where they will actually type out or write out that the chandelier in the, in the dining room is not included. If there is something else that is included, like an additional shed or a pool, perhaps, whatever else is included that is not specified on the list or on those boxes that we check off, we make sure to write it off there, okay? Now, going further down to number 4, this is what the seller pays most attention to. So this is where we have $3 amounts. The first dollar amount on line 36 is the offer amount. Okay, so remember episode 1 and 2, how we talked about that the market has changed for everyone, for buyers and for sellers. However, in this market, buyers have a lot of benefits. And one of the benefits is that there are less buyers, which then means that there's less competition, which then means that you as a buyer buying in this market, you have more of a flexibility to be able to negotiate the price with the seller. Many of our buyers in this market have been able to negotiate a price lower than what the property was listed at. So know that if you are thinking on buying now during this time, during this market, this is one of the benefits. You have more of a chance to negotiate that price, okay? So line 36 is where we will input the price. Line 41, seller credits. So let's go back to what seller credits are and why we want to ask for them. So first-time home buyers, when you're purchasing a property, know that it's not just the purchase price, okay? That's not the only thing that comes when purchasing a property. There are other costs to purchasing a property. One of them is your down payment, right? You need a down payment. You need to submit a down payment in order to be able to finance this property. The other cost are closing costs. So the seller, just like the buyer, you're both responsible for closing costs. So what do these closing costs include? So those include things like title fees, attorney fees, title insurance, taxes, escrow, so on and so forth. Going back to the benefits you have as a buyer, in this market, many of our buyers are able to ask for the seller to help them with the closing costs. So on line 41, that's where we enter the amount on how much we want the seller to help us with the closing costs, okay? You can either apply it to the closing cost, or you can apply it to buy down your interest rate, right? Because interest rates are a little higher. So you have a few options when it comes to closing costs. The last line I want us to focus on this page is line 42, earnest money. So what is earnest money? Earnest money is also known as a deposit of good faith. This is a deposit basically telling the seller, I am a serious buyer and I want to show you my seriousness by submitting this, this deposit. So I also want to go over this because it's very important. The earnest money is held by a third party. It's secured, okay? It's held in an escrow by a third person, whether it be your attorney, the seller's attorney, or the title company, okay? That earnest money is held in escrow until the day of closing. We will definitely advise on the amount that we should put down for the earnest money. If we are competing against other offers, we will suggest to go a little higher, but if we're not, then we don't have to go that high. Either way, we are here to guide you and inform you on what's the best way to fill out this offer. So it is hopefully the winning offer, okay? So now we're gonna go page 2. Let's see if this works. Perfect. Page 2. So there are 3 areas here that I want to explain to you. The first one is section 5, closing. This is where we enter a closing date. Normally to close on a property, it takes about 30 to 45 days, depending on the financing, depending on negotiations, depending on whether or not, you know, you as a buyer, you're able to submit the paperwork needed by the lender. So that is that date that we put on there is not necessarily set in stone. Know that many times this date will change. It could be a closing that's a lot sooner, or it could be delayed a little. However, we do try as your real estate team to stay on top of everything. We don't try. We stay on top of everything. let me correct myself. We stay on top of everyone and everything throughout your transaction to make sure that the closing is not delayed. However, sometimes things are out of our control, and we do work as a team. So we work along with the lender and make sure that they have everything they need. We work along with the attorney to make sure they have all the information they need. So that is the information on the closing date, okay? The second area, the second section I want to focus on is financing. Actually, the second and the third kind of go hand in hand. This is where we tell the seller if we are purchasing the property in cash, or if we're financing it. If we are financing it, then we have to put information and specify what type of financing we're using, whether it be conventional FHA, VA, so on and so forth. So this is where we put all of that information, okay? The rest of the pages, there's a lot of information that goes on there. I'm not going to explain everything. However, when we do submit an offer, know that you will know what all the rest of the pages consist of. Again, some sections do not apply, and we will let you know which don't, okay? So we have filled out this 13-page contract. You have initialed on all 13 pages, you have signed on the last one, and we have submitted it to the seller. So what happens next? Well, there are 3 scenarios. One is that your offer is accepted, which is the best scenario. The second scenario is that the seller may want to negotiate. Perhaps they like your offer price, but they may not like some of the other terms. Perhaps they want to negotiate on the seller credits, or maybe they want to negotiate and change the closing date because maybe they're purchasing another property and they need the closing date to be a little longer, you know? So whatever the case is, the second scenario could be a counter offer, sorry. The third scenario is that our offer is not the chosen one. This could be because they chose another offer, which may be a little stronger on their offer price or the offer terms. Whatever the case is, we are always there ready to continue our search. If you don't give up, we don't give up. And as a matter of fact, sometimes we don't give up even if you give up because we see how much you want to purchase a property. And sometimes it may seem a little difficult, but we are here to work hard and find the property of your dreams or your investment property. So we continue searching, okay? So we're gonna go with the first two scenarios, right? We have submitted our offer. We have negotiated a few terms, perhaps the price, perhaps seller credits, whatever the case is, we've negotiated that with the seller and we have come to an agreement, okay? So once the seller signs initials, all 13 pages, and signs the last page just like you did, this is now converted into a contract. It's a legally binding contract. And then you receive a call from us congratulating you for having this offer accepted by the seller. And we will inform you of what the next steps are. So the next steps after your offer has been accepted. One of the steps is to submit the earnest money. The second step is to schedule your home inspection, okay? So we're gonna go and talk about the earnest money. You already know what the earnest money is. Now, how long do you have once the offer is accepted to submit this earnest money? Great question. You have 2 business days to submit this earnest money. Again, we're under contract now. There are deadlines to be met. We have to make sure we're on top of things. And one of them is to submit this earnest money. This is also submitted as a cashier's check. We don't suggest for you to submit it with a personal check, and actually a lot of title companies or sellers don't prefer that. So it's easy, just go to your bank, let them know that you're purchasing a home and that you need a cashier's check for whatever the amount is that your earnest money deposit is for. And they will give you that cashier's check. Then we will also send you instructions on our next steps email that will include who to make this check payable to and where to drop it off at or to mail it out to, okay? All this information is given there, nice and clear, but of course, if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out. Now we do get a question asked often, and it's a very, very good question. And it is, Nancy, if for any reason I do not want to continue with this purchase, do I get my earnest money back? And the question is yes, your earnest money is protected. If for any reason you get cold feet or you complete the home inspection and you realize that maybe the home requires a little more work than what you thought, or you drove around the neighborhood and you realize that that's not the neighborhood you want to live in, or you probably found another house that you liked a little more, whatever the case is, we do have the right to back out of that offer or that contract and ask for our earnest money back. Sometimes we actually go along with the contract, everything goes well with the home inspection, and we move along, but for any reason throughout the process or closer to the end, your loan doesn't go through. For some reason, it is denied. whether it be because you made a big purchase, which you should not. Do not make big purchases when buying a home. Or, you lost your job, or maybe they cut down some hours, so now you work less, which then it results in not being able to qualify for a loan. Whatever the case is, you will get your earnest money back, and we will be able to continue to search. Okay. Now, step number 2, home inspection. So what is a home inspection and why it's important? We will actually go into detail next week, Tuesday. But for now, I do want to tell you that you do have 5 business days to complete your home inspection. Just like with the earnest money, you had 2 days. With the home inspection, you have 5 business days. Obviously, we suggest for you to schedule it as soon as possible. And call inspectors. Perhaps you have a family member or a friend that just purchased a home and they were happy with their home inspectors. So you call them, you hire them, and they come and they do the home inspection. Okay. You may ask, is it necessary for me to do a home inspection? And my question to you is, well, Mr. Buyer, are you buying a pair of shoes, or are you buying a property? If you are buying a property, then yes, I do suggest for you to get a home inspection. It is an investment for your investment. What are the benefits? There are 3 major benefits that we go over with our clients. One is to get informed on the condition of the property. Get informed on this purchase you are making. Make sure you are comfortable with that purchase. Okay. The second one is to see if there are any safety concerns. Sometimes the home looks great. However, once the home inspector looks and digs deeper into the purchase, maybe there are some safety concerns that we were not aware of, right? And maybe this could be very costly. So that's another benefit. And the third is that, going back to one of the benefits you have as for being a buyer in this market, is that we may be able to use the results from this home inspection as a negotiation tool, whether it be to ask the seller for repairs, which in the last couple of years we weren't able to, or we were very limited to, I guess. Or if they're not willing to repair it, maybe they're willing to give us more credits. Okay. So 3 very, very good reasons why you should conduct a home inspection. Again, next week, we are going to go over in detail what a home inspection is, what it consists of, and we will have a special guest, home inspector Baxty, who's been doing this for many years. And she'll let you know what they look for. Okay. So, this basically concludes my part of the series. You have, let me stop sharing. Hello again. You have learned today how to submit an offer. You've learned today what the negotiation process is like. And then you've also learned what the next steps are once your offer is accepted. Again, thank you for joining me today on my first Facebook Live. Please look back at or watch the previous episodes. They're full of information. And continue to join us every Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Next week, we have home inspections. The following week, we're actually going to speak to an attorney. And the following week, the appraisal, and so on and so forth. We want to cover every single step. And yeah, feel free to ask any questions. I hope you found value in this video. If you did, let me know. Leave a comment, send me a DM, and continue to join us. And it was great being here. So enjoy your evening. and hope to catch you next week. Bye, guys. Bye.